Listen. Obviously, when it comes to comedy, everything's going to be subjective. You know, there's people who love to laugh till their brows are low. Others like their comedy vulgar, set apart, with tea, sometimes even flavorless. But I believe the best comedies always have a good message, and that's what makes them great. Let me explain. So for those who don't know, Seth Rogen is out here looking like the new Brad Pitt. Dude's been producing a bunch of things for the past couple of years with absolutely no plans of stopping. He's hit it big with certain movies, TV shows, he's still starring in his own, and now he's decided to make Superbad Jr., and I personally think it's the funniest movie of the year.
And although we've decided it's okay for you to do these things in the movie, you can't watch yourselves do them in the trailer.
That's fucked up.
No lie, if you think Superbad is a funny movie, I think you're gonna like this one. Perhaps you've seen it, but if you haven't seen it, add this to your list, because I know kids swearing and this type of humor isn't gonna appeal to everyone, right? But if you like Superbad, I think it is. It's interesting seeing parents think that kids don't act this way, and I'm just thinking, like, when I grew up, right? And I'm an early 2000s, late 90s kid. Yeah, we didn't even have the internet and it was that bad. Even funnier are the joke police who yell at you for liking it because it's not content meant for kids and that they should be teens, and sure, but then they do make it for teens and y'all still want to ban that, and then when it's adults, y'all don't even watch that. And that's crazy, because while my pitch for this movie begins with its humor of these three kids sworn into the Beanbag Boys Association, the best part is in the title. They're literally good boys. If you haven't seen it, I am going to spoil some aspects. You know, it is a comedy, but what I'm arguing here is that there is actually a great story, so be warned. Because you have Max, the leader, who is going through some mad puberty, yet still looks out for his boys when it comes to getting invited to a kissing party, which just makes these other two feel like Will of Stranger Things.
I have seen into the future, and I've seen that today is a new day. A day free of girls.
Thor knows that his true passion is singing, yet he succumbs to peer pressure instead of laying down his thunder. Lucas, who I think is the funniest of the group, has his parents going through a divorce, and poor kid thinks it's his fault. And while yeah, there's swearing, and yeah, there's drug deals, it's never coming from the kids. The movie is funny because they're like actual kids with all this information in front of them. They just don't know how to process it. They're literally good boys with no ill intent.
She's a total nymphomaniac.
She starts fires?
No, she's a nymphomaniac. Someone who has sex on land and sea.
They all even have a redemption arc in the movie, since, as Alfie told us,
why do we falls?
to learn to pick ourselves up.
So that we can learn to pick ourselves up.
Yeah. Thor realizes alcohol isn't something he needs to turn to. Lucas literally never told a lie the entire runtime, and Max, as the leader of the group, did take all responsibility at the end. And also got stood up more times than Drake. That said, as funny as I think the movie is, the message is actually kind of depressing. So here's the thing. Once you start watching a lot of movies and shows, you'll tend to notice patterns, and 2019 seems to be the year of goodbyes. I'd seen 4 movies at Sundance that ended with the characters realizing with their best friends, you know, the people they confided in, the people they found joy in, that entire relationship was just temporary. A segment. In some cases, a mere stepping stone. So by summer, I knew what the fork was gonna happen with Toy Story. I knew that ending was probably gonna crush me. Y'all heard me guess back in the day that Game of Thrones was gonna be nothing but goodbyes, literally in every way. But when you follow characters for about a decade, and it's just leading up to a goodbye, it's gonna amplify that climax. It feels like a Band-Aid getting ripped off in slow-mo. And that's amplified when you see it in other shows, when you then see it in other movies, hell, when you start reflecting back on your own life. Because Superbad and Superbad 2019 both showed how after high school, you may go your separate ways, that 4 years or even a childhood of memories doesn't mean a lifetime of being together. Sometimes you have to find your own way when you're being pushed out of your own city, when your responsibilities have been complete, when you realize that the friends you had in elementary may not be there for middle school, and those in high school may not be there for your 20s. So what better way to tell that lesson than to show the good times, the bad times, and the funny, and knowing that meeting them in the first place was worth it, even if you end up saying goodbye. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you found it hilarious and share it with all of your friends before they leave. And also let me know what your favorite comedy of the year is. I really like this movie because there's a bunch of quotes that I've had. Like the scene at the park where he goes, Who's Molly? There's also the convenience store beer scene. Because when you really look at it, in that scene where he talks about the beer bottle being his penis, he says that. And this is why I find it extra hilarious, because we're also big fans of Midsommar. And in Midsommar, if you remember, Christian says, "I'm sorry," a certain way. It's the exact same way this kid lies about having the bottle be his penis. And that just makes the line of Midsommar just more funnier for us.
What do you have in your pants?
My penis?
I'm sorry?
I also love the econ line. Oh my goodness. I can't wait to own this movie on Blu-ray. But I'm curious to know what other things you enjoy that are hilarious out there. Maybe there's some TV show that I've missed. Maybe there is some movie that I missed. There's a couple that I'm still catching up on. But let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll send you a sippy cup.